Fangen wir mit dem Klatschen an. 3. Okay. Ja. Okay. Hi guys.
Hey. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Welcome to our second live stream. Yesterday we already did one and it worked out fine, so maybe this is also going to be a good live stream.
We're hoping you understand us very well and you see us.
But you can be a part of our live stream experience and just comment some questions that you have. Elsewhere, I think we're just going to talk about the project.
Little insights behind, thank yous. Foremost, I think we both really have to say thank you to Samantha.
Yeah.
Who I guess you don't know because you don't know Michelle and I guess or me or our voices. Obviously my voice was not to be heard, but also at the same time it was not Michelle speaking. So thank you, Samantha, for keeping us safe and for not making people laugh about our voices in English.
Yeah, thank you very much. You gave this video very much life, and I really enjoy watching this version.
Yeah, absolutely, me too.
Yeah. So I think something that didn't really translate in the video that good was that this driving up to Bergen was so miserable. It was so bad.
Right.
It was really 4 days of just sitting in a train and just hoping for the best, that we get into Norway, that we are going to keep all our luggage with us, and
that the backpacks don't burst, that they don't get holes, that we get all our equipment safe up there, that we didn't leave anything important behind, right?
Yeah.
Also, I mean, we started off very energized, but already in the second train I caught the bad cold. It was really, really bad. So
the Germans, they like to
use air condition turned on to max.
Yeah.
So but it all
worked out.
A little exhausting, nevertheless. And then being welcomed by rain was super tough start.
Yeah, and then everything is wet and it does not get dry again, so it stays wet all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I would have known that on the first day.
We could have guessed, but we didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, but something that we did not show at all was the driving back from Norway. So after these 4 weeks of paddling, it was a lot and it exhausted us pretty good, and we were stinky and hungry and tired.
Yeah.
And then Oslo welcomed us with throwing us out of the train station at 2 a.m. I think.
2 a.m. The securities came and said they were closing down the station for 3 hours.
And we have to wait outside with all the weird people, with all the junkies, with like everyone outside. And if you've been to Oslo, there is the opera house there at the train station, and there's also like the sea. Mm-hmm. And the wind coming from the sea was super cold.
It was super strong also.
Super strong, and I think it was the coldest night for us in this whole project.
I tried to sleep, which obviously did not work out. Michelle did not want to sleep, and she was like taking turns in drinking Coca-Cola, reading, doing exercises, repeating these 3 things over 3 hours.
I was paranoid. I didn't want to let all our stuff just lay down there and we were sleeping next to it in the train station.
Yeah.
And so I stayed awake, and I think you didn't even sleep. But it was really the worst night.
Yeah.
Well,
other than that, we were super lucky, I think.
I think so too. So there could have been so much worse, this project.
Yeah.
With losing the kayaks and with
burning the hand
and just like falling into water.
Yeah, which
it's a miracle that
luckily
we didn't.
never happened. I don't know, is there wood too? I don't know. Here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Knock on wood.
With no knowledge.
No
knowledge of the sea.
Yeah, it's a wonder that we actually could make it that far.
Yeah, I think now we have experiences and a little bit more knowledge about weather and sea.
And great supporters that we had along the way.
Absolutely, yeah. I hope that some of those are watching right now. Maybe it's Finn, Sissel, or Kathy.
Yeah.
It was so nice meeting Norwegians and people that live there and just talk to them. So that was also very special. But we hope that came across in the video. So we have our first question.
Yes, please.
So Sam asks, how was it your first night in the tent or finding camping spots? Do you want to take that one?
Sure. So the first night in the tent. So we arrived, raining Bergen, windy. We were super tired getting all the stuff. For the first time, getting all our equipment
into the kayaks,
in order, in I don't know, logistics, where to put which things, to also get them out again quickly if we needed clothes, food, camera equipment.
That took,
whatever.
I think, 2 hours to just get the stuff into the kayaks.
Yeah, and then actually being on the sea with the waves first time, but we didn't make it far the first day.
That's it.
Shorten the story. Right out of Bergen we found a great spot that turned out to be military zone after, but we didn't know. We only found out after, and
I think the first night was fine because we were so tired from the ride up that we just got into the tent and started sleeping. I think we didn't even see the darkness.
True. We hardly ever saw a real night, to be honest, because after paddling we ate, we brushed our teeth, we might have had a short bath.
Playing some cards and reading.
Yeah.
And when we were lucky, we were still awake when the sun was going down. But after that, really seeing the night, I think it was twice, maybe 3 times. But sleeping in the tent was fine. I think I didn't have any problems with sleeping in there, and we were so tired every day that it was not hard to fall asleep.
Tent life was nice, actually. And it was super silent most of the times. Only thing maybe that was bothering us, or rather me than Michelle, was there was a lot of ticks, the small insects, I think, bugs that crawl and bite you to suck your blood. I picked...
You have sweet blood.
Must be, or they're just like blonde, long-haired Austrian dudes.
They were like, we're gonna take that one down. So
countless.
Yeah.
Countless.
I think on some days you had like 10.
Yeah.
And I had, I think, 3
in total.
Yeah. I don't know how that happened, but
we behaved the same way, so I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
We didn't behave the same way, but we slept in the same tent. And about finding the spots, well, we had a card that we bought. A map that we bought in Bergen before leaving.
Because we didn't even know where we were going to end up with the train.
Yeah.
It was so hard to even find trains that go up, and so Bergen was the northest most
point
northern point that we could get
reach.
to.
Yeah.
And so we said, okay, in the train, we're gonna sleep here and go there, and we're gonna see that. But we're gonna need a map. So I bought a map on like when we arrived there in the morning.
One shop.
But it wasn't much use.
Yeah, because I mean, it's nice to have a picture from above, but some islands were not marked, or I don't know. We couldn't see on this map where there were hills, where it would be even, or forest, or rocks, or whatever, surface, landscape.
And if there is a house, because we didn't want to, and you're not supposed to sleep on some guy's like beach.
Yeah.
So we used our phones, and we just looked at Google Earth, Google Maps on the satellite pictures, and saw, okay, here is a beach, there is no house in sight, and we're gonna just see if it's a place that we could build up a tent or not. So we also had some backup plans to go somewhere else if this was not going to happen, and sometimes there was so steep that it was not possible to sleep there, and we had to go further. Yeah, but that was the way that we found the camping spots.
Right.
I think.
Yeah.
So having done the trip, what would you change or improve?
Foremost, pretty sure next time we would have wound disinfectant, because for whatever reason we didn't have, and we really regret it when I spilled the camping gas over my hand. We didn't have a lot of cities or big towns that we went through, and not at the time when this happened, so the only way to clean it was to, I don't know, have the seawater, or I had some moisturized cream, but not really disinfectant. And the disinfectant for hands,
just the hands.
Sanitizer we didn't want to use for the wound, so next time for sure this is going to be a big
first aid kit
thing to have.
Would be good, But other than that, I would say I would not improve that much or change, because the journey was so cool to like do, and we saw so many great spots and places, and maybe tying up the
kayaks, from the very first day.
Writing our names in there and our telephone numbers. That's a good tip, like for everyone that wants to do such a trip. Just write your like address and stuff in there. We didn't think about that, and it would have really changed the outcome of our little adventure. But nothing was missing, and so we just continued the next day. But it was not too bad. The consequences
we were lucky.
not
We were super lucky. And yes, we tied up the kayaks after each night. Was it a stone? Was it a tree? Anywhere we could fix them to, we did. So it would not happen again.
Yeah. But would you improve something, change something?
Well, maybe somebody doesn't know that it was a super spontaneous trip after all. Like as you mentioned before. Going up, on the way up to Norway, we actually looked for the route, the goal we would be going to, the destination, the final destination. Since we couldn't plan the months before, we had to change our plans back and forth, do whatever changes, and maybe, if possible, next time have it earlier, have the plan ready earlier, but it was not something we could have done back then. So it's not really something to improve, but something that would give us more certainty beforehand. Yeah. But
I think we were lucky in a lot of things.
It's true.
So we have another question. Apart from our average camping equipment, how much budget did it took? Did you manage to get some sponsoring? Yeah, we have to say thanks to a lot of people. For example, we got all the food that we ate there from Track and Eat. So that's just food that you have in a plastic bag and you rip open, put on some hot water and stir it up, and then you can just eat it. So at the evening when we were tired, it was so easy to just prepare the
super
food.
Comfortable food to eat, and
light.
What is it? It's sealed. You don't have to worry about where to put it. You can just throw it into your kayak and take it out the way you put it in.
Yeah.
Rip open, reseal, put hot water on, and just eat out of the thingy. And also we're both vegetarians, so we were super lucky that they had a lot of variation in their food. So we had about 10
I think,
10 main dishes that we had for dinner, and we had breakfast. That's was about 27 kilos that we had in one backpack that we took up.
You took it.
I took it.
You took the 27 kilos of food, yeah.
So that was the one supporter that we had for food. We had a great supporter with the kayaks, who lent us the kayaks and Easy Canoe, who's
located in Austria.
Located in Austria.
From Vienna, we could just ask him about what is the best kayak to use up there, because we had to pack it and transport it up, and then it should perform in sea conditions. Right. So we used the Kumatex boats. Framura is the name. The type, and so that was super helpful as well. And he also warned us about a lot of things that we didn't listen to.
Yeah, and he gave us we had these neoprene shoes and the pants. And
so a lot more equipment, kayak equipment we pretty much got
from his side.
From his side. Just
dry bags to keep our things dry.
Absolutely.
We had a group that you might have seen before, Frischluft Fitness, who are a group of trainers here located in Austria and also in Bavaria, Germany.
They were training us?
Yeah, who were preparing us for our, kayak upper body movements, and already starting in you started around 2019 winter.
Yeah.
And I joined 1 year ago, March 20. And they made us quite fit in the sense that we could keep on going. And of course
Canon Austria, we have to say a huge thanks.
Absolutely.
They gave us the best cameras ever. So we used the ESR system and a lot of perfect lenses that we could capture all this beautiful footage with, and I think it looks really quite beautiful.
Yeah, it turned out way better than we would have expected.
Yeah. So budget that we had to that it took was not that much. It was just the journey up that cost something, and then some small things like solar panel or additional power banks, hard drives, something like that. Yeah. So it was not that much, but so we were able to do this way. We are of course super happy about.
Super happy, and we know we were super lucky last year, and yeah.
So how much did the adventure cost you in the end?
You did the finance.
Yeah. So
about.
If you would like to do this adventure, let's say it like that. If you would like to do the adventure and you're 2 people, and it's not the food cost because we got that, but everything else, if you have the equipment, was €2,500.
About.
Yeah, but there is also inside that there is like a jacket that costs like €200 each. So the travel costs were 500 and
per person.
and then food and stuff were 300. Additional things also 500. I don't know.
Of course, we could have had less expenses, but since we wanted to do our journey as environmental friendly as possible, we didn't take the plane to go up there, which would have been way faster, way cheaper. But we decided to
way less fun, and we
yeah.
would not have gotten so many stories about what we
Exactly.
experienced in the trains for 4 days.
It's true. So I lost the point, but anyways, it was the right way to do, and it's for sure the most environmental friendly that we could go.
Yeah.
And that was our main goal. So it was not about the money in the end, but about the experience and to to prove a point that you can do adventures far off the beaten track or far out of the ordinary life for us in Vienna, and do it in a whatever way.
Climate conscious way.
Yeah, but I said it so often. I said something. Yeah, whatever.
You said it beautifully.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
Guys.
We wanted to prove the point.
Yeah.
So how did you orient yourself with maps and GPS, and how about charging your devices or finding water? So there are a lot of logistics questions here. So orienting we did with phone mostly.
Yeah.
So we had the map for just the general, okay, how far are we going to go this week? But with the specific things, where are we going to end up in the night, we used the phone.
Also for the daily routes, we used a big map. So we had a small cord that we could find the first few days distance, and then we put it on top of our map and saw, okay, we should get there today, should get there next day, and that's what Michelle came up with this great
very
idea.
scientific way to measure routes.
Yeah, but it worked out.
It worked out really good.
Yeah.
So we said, okay, if we want to end up in Lüsseboten in 1 week, this is going to be the thing. So divide it by 6, snap it, and then see where do we have to paddle to. But it worked out fine. I think I would do it again.
Yeah.
This way, exactly.
It's proven.
And about charging, we had a solar panel. It worked out really good. Like we just put it in the sun when we arrived somewhere, charged our phones or power banks with it. We also charged the cameras and the drone, and that worked out really perfect.
Of course, the weather, if it was raining, it was no use, and we had a lot of extra batteries for the cameras, and pretty strong power banks, so we were on the safe side, but of course it was a great way it was the only way that we had, and it worked out super great.
Yeah, and finding water is super easy in Norway. You can drink a lot of water that's just in nature.
Coming out.
But also the Norwegians are so helpful, and they help you in any way, and if you need water they just put down the thing. Okay, just take it, it's okay. We just had one kind of crazy experience with this old lady that was super scared of us. That was strange, but that was the only time.
We walked up the driveway and knocked at the door.
And we did that 20 times before that.
Obviously in our kayak clothes with a water tank and bottle in our hands. And she just got crazy, screaming at us. But it was the only time that we were, accused of something or made to leave. Was really the
And we
only.
didn't even know what
We
she
didn't
was
understand
talking
her.
about.
We were just like, okay, lady, we're
Water.
sorry.
Water, drinking.
Her husband was. He was not. He gave us water actually
Yeah.
before she came and told him not to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever.
I don't know. Maybe we smelled that bad.
Yeah, but maybe she didn't like the orange of our jackets. I don't know.
Could also be.
Yeah.
So, do you, and if so, how feel that the trip was changed you as a person? Yeah, changing us. I think it changed us, but not in like a super big way, but just in like how we see ourselves, maybe. In the confidence way. Like, okay, we last time we were in Norway, it was so bad, it rained all the time, we lost our kayaks. We can say that now. So we got a lot more experiences now.
Yeah.
But also in just being like athletic in a way to just paddle all this way. And I know it's not that much in comparison to other kayakers, but for first time kayakers on the sea, for us it was a lot, and we were happy to have just achieved that, the 300 kilometers, and so it changed our perception of ourselves.
Absolutely. And also I would add that it was the first time for me, I would say, I also think for you, that planning a project that you would like, that came out of your mind, the idea, where to go, what to do, when to do, and then being super flexible with the time that you couldn't go, because we would have left last April,
Yeah.
but we left last July. And then now, having done the trip, we did we collected all the photographs, all the video material. We did a great movie. Michelle put all her energy into this movie, and now being here with you as our audience, our friends, our supporters, we're super happy to now have the possibility to talk about this whole process and now also come to an end somehow. It's like a circle.
Yeah, and
thing.
now we know what to expect when we do the next project.
Yeah.
I think that's...
Well, one more point. Of course, our relationship got way more enforced and engaged. Not enforced, engaged. Since we've been good friends before, we did study photography together. But that's already
and we still talk to each other afterwards.
That's true. And now it's like 3 years ago that we finished
photography.
Yeah. And now doing this trip together again, we got to know each other from a very different side. No privacy, lousy weather conditions, bad mood maybe because, I don't know, miserable situations, unforeseen things that just happened, and we had each other to get along, make each other laugh, and we're super happy still, and we're still a team.
Yeah, we're still a team.
Still make it.
Oh.
Yeah.
How often have you been in touch with civilization in order to buy groceries, etc.?
Yeah, actually, I mean, there's some small islands where there's literally nobody, but we had to buy groceries every now and then because we only had food for breakfast and dinner that we had with us.
And we needed some cookies.
We needed cookies, snacks, fruits, of course, something for in between, cheese.
Leon found his love for Norwegian cheese.
White Norwegian cheese, I don't remember exactly.
Yeah. So the name is literally like Norwegian.
Yeah, it was super great. And and also because I might not look as if I were eating a lot, but I actually am. So
like all the time.
Yeah, so you might, if you would watch it again, you might be able to score many times where I'm eating. But where I want to go is that the food packages were perfectly, if you had it, I don't know, maybe.
If you were my size.
If you had more of them a day, if I had it one for lunch and for dinner, great. But just having one for dinner was a little too less for for me, and so.
But you're eating like a lot.
Yeah, but we bought some couscous that I just added everywhere, and that made me very happy.
Yeah. So a little hack for you.
Yeah.
But I think it was once a week.
Yeah.
For sure, we were going to a grocery store, and like nothing else. We didn't have to buy anything else, and we stayed away from people as much as possible.
Mm.
You don't have to guess why this year.
Mm.
But it was also nice to meet some Norwegians and to talk to them.
Yeah.
But we stayed away from big cities. That was like very important for us. Also because you were not going to find any places to tent there.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm.
So I have another question. Are you planning another trip for summer 2021? Good question.
Yeah, I mean, it's a definitely yes answer, but we're not ready to tell a lot so far.
But I think we can say, yeah, we're planning something.
Mm.
We're looking into options on how we can do an adventure. Also, if the borders are closing again. But we have some very ambitious things that we want to do in the next years, of course. But also for this year we have something planned, and we're gonna keep you updated. When you want to have all the updates, you can follow us on Instagram.
If you don't already.
Yeah, you can follow us everywhere. It would also help us to get maybe some more sponsors for the next project, and also share the video. I'm really proud of us and of the video that I cut in the end, and I would love to inspire some people to maybe also do an adventure that's kind of like that.
It's something everybody could do if you really.
If we can do it, you can also do it. Trust us.
If you find a crazy friend who comes up with a crazy story, and you're like, okay, why not? Just let's see, and it just happens that you're going somewhere, and it was the first time for us, and it just it was a miracle. It turned out that good, but anyways, it turned out well, and
and I have to say some of the best moments that I had on this journey was just being in nature and being outside, and just forget about maybe all the things that you have to want to care about in your normal life, and such an adventure gives you something to talk about and something to share. And so some good last words.
I mean, next project, we'll see, but within the next month or so we have to come to a decision, and we'll keep you updated for sure.
Exactly.
More is coming.
And I think with that I would close this because it's a perfect ending. So thank you very much for listening and for being here, showing your support, and we keep you updated. And
hopefully see you soon.
See you soon.
Wherever that might be, or if you have a crazy idea, or if you have something to tell us about, or give us inspiration also, because we're also constantly looking, or if you're like...
If you have a topic that's very dear to your heart, and it's something about environmental stuff.
If you say, nobody did ever, I don't know, any video done about this or that topic, we would be super happy to hear about also if there's been coverage but new things happened or occurred, also that's interesting for us. And yeah, again, thank you for supporting and joining us with this wonderful